Hey guys, what's up? This is Jermichael Probodinsky coming at you with a Spellbook deck profile.
Really dumb.
I love this deck. This deck is so much fun, and originally I wasn't even planning on playing the deck. I just planned on getting the pieces and selling it off because my friend was trying to build it, but he needed money, so I gave him 50 bucks and I got all the pieces to it, and I was able to get everything else really, really cheap, so I just thought I'd sell it off and make, I don't know, maybe $100, but I ended up playing it a couple times, and I just really enjoyed it. So I ended up keeping it, and I'm really happy that I made the decision to keep it because the deck's just so much fun. But anyways, let's just get right into the deck profile. Alright, so first off, you're running the triple High Priestess of Prophecy. She's your main boss monster. This is literally what the deck revolves around, just trying to get her out as fast as possible. And it's really easy to get her out because all you gotta do is reveal 3 spellbook cards in your hand, and then she just specials on out.
The easiest way to summon a monster in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Basically is, because you literally just bring her on out if you have 3 spellbooks in hand, and that's literally maybe 90% of the time you're gonna have 3 spellbooks.
Probably about 100% of the time you have 3 spellbooks. If you don't have a spellbook, if you don't have 3 spellbooks in hand, you're doing the deck wrong.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, she just comes on out, and then she can banish a spellbook spell card from your hand or graveyard and destroy 1 card on the field. So you can just pop anything you want, which is really, really good. And then moving on to what helps get her into hand is Justice of Prophecy. Justice of Prophecy is amazing because during the end phase of the turn that she was summoned, or no, just during an end phase of a turn you activate a spellbook spell card, you can banish her from the field and add a level 5 or higher layer dark type spellcaster type monster from your deck to your hand and 1 spellbook spell card. So literally it just sets you up to drop your
priestess with power.
Yeah, to drop your priestess. It's amazing.
And
yeah, so just really good. The next after that, I'm running the triple Blue Boy or Magician of Prophecy. He just searches out your spellbooks. He just makes it easier just to get it to your hand, and it's when he's normal flip summon, so that's really good. And yeah, he's just a really good card. And you can actually search him out with one of the spellbook cards that I have in the deck, so he's searchable, and it's really good. Yeah, he's really good, and just keeps getting cards into your hand and makes it more consistent. He makes the deck even more consistent and easier to drop High Priestess. Then after that, I'm just running a one of Temperance. Temperance is okay. I like Temperance, but only in certain occasions.
Gandalf the Brown.
It's a woman, sir.
Gandalf the Brown.
Gandalf the Brown.
The Black. Gandalf the Black man.
Gandalfia.
Gandalfia.
The female brown.
Oh, gee. Oh, that's weird. That is so weird.
But anyways, she's alright, but, I don't know. I love her in certain occasions, like whenever I'm really in a bad spot, I can just summon her out, activate a spellbook card, and then search out, and special summon, well, you tribute her, and then special summon a level 5 or higher layer dark type, spellcaster type monster, but you can't special summon any more that turn. So, she's really good whenever you don't have a priestess in hand, but she's horrible when you do have one in hand. So, I just like her at 1. That's all the monsters. I'm not running very many monsters because you don't really need to with this deck because it just thins itself out so fast.
It takes 30 minutes for a turn to go up because they activate 8,000 spell cards a turn. Sometimes they get to reuse that card.
Basically.
So dumb.
And then, yeah, moving on to the spells, which is basically the main part of the deck. You're running 3 Spellbook of Secrets. Secret just searches out your deck and fills up your grave so you can use your High Priestesses. So, really good. You need it. And this is the one that also searches out your Blue Boys. So, yeah, it's just really good in that aspect. Next, running 3 Spellbook Library of the Crescent. Crescent is really, really good. I've contemplated dropping it down to 2 because it's a horrible draw late game, but having it first turn is just so amazing that I just can't bring myself to drop it any lower than... Well, I have to keep it at 3, really. I just can't see myself dropping it to any lower than 3 just because it's so good first turn. Because you can literally play that and get whatever you want, really, because you can also search out a secrets with this and then search out whatever you want with it. It's just so good. And it's even good mid-game because usually you have either all your stuff refueled back into the deck or you've got it banished from a High Priestess. So it's really good, and I think you have to run it at 3.
Write it down.
Next, moving on to the 2 ofs. 2 Grand Spellbook Towers. Grand Spellbook Tower is amazing. I don't really know what to say about it. It just helps you refuel the deck. Every standby phase, if you have a spellcaster type monster on field or in grave, you can shuffle. I mean, you could put one spellbook spell card from your graveyard to the bottom of your deck and then draw an extra card. So it's helps you draw, it helps you refuel, it just does amazing things for you. And I only run it 2 because it's easily, if it gets destroyed, you get to special summon out a spellcaster type monster, and yeah, it's just really good. Next, running 2 Spellbooks of Eternity. It just gets back your banished spellbooks. Really good. Wisdom will protect your monsters from back row. Another really good one. Spellbook of the Master will copy any normal spellbook spell card in your graveyard. So it can mimic Secrets, it can mimic Crescent, it can mimic Eternity. It can literally mimic any of the normal spells, and all you gotta do is reveal a spell card in your hand, which is amazing. This card's really good. Helps me win games a lot. It just helps me pull shit out of my ass. Next, a card that I'm testing right now, Spellbook Star Hall. I've really enjoyed the card in my deck right now. It's been helping me out so much. It just really, every time you play a Spellbook spell card, you put a counter on it, and for every counter, your spellcaster type monsters gain 100 attack.
It's like that old, it's like Magical Citadel then Nemayon, kind of.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I've enjoyed having it in the deck. It just makes everything a little bigger, and it makes it easier just to kill my opponent. And when it gets destroyed, you can special summon a spellcaster type monster from your deck or graveyard, I can't quite remember. Yeah, and from your deck equal to the number of counters you have. So
if you're lucky,
literally it's always, no matter what happens to it, it's usually helps you out in the long run.
And you might be able to get Priestess out with it.
Yeah. After that, I'm running the 1-ofs Fate because I can only have 1 Fate. I want Fate to come back to 2 because I think it can.
But even at 1, it's still really effective.
Oh, at 1, it's still amazing just because of how much this deck can refuel and refresh. Like, I can get that. A really cool play is banishing with High Priestess. You banish Fate, you activate Eternity to get Fate back to hand, and then you set Fate. And then you just have you have a perfect setup for whatever your opponent's about to do. And its effect is based on how many spellbooks you banish. With 1, you can return 1 set spell trap. With 2, you can change one monster's position, yeah, from a face-up attack position to face-down defense, and face-down defense to face-up attack. It's good. And then 3, you can banish 1 card. And if you banish 3 cards, you can just use all the effects, which is really good. Next, just 1 Spellbook of Power, because you can refuel 1 power is just really good because you can beef up. And then if you kill a monster, you search. And then 1 Spellbook of Life to get back my Priestess from the grave. That's all the Spellbooks, and that's like literally the majority of the deck. And then moving on to the non-Spellbook spell cards. I'm testing out Kaiser in this deck. It's been running really well for me lately. I've really enjoyed having Kaiser in the deck just because dropping a Priestess and then locking your opponent down with Kaiser is amazing. It literally shuts down the majority of the meta right now. And then you could just continually pop whatever they bring out with High Priestess and then just keep poking with her. It's really good.
Poke, poke.
And then Snatch Steal because Snatch Steal. Dark Hole because I don't have a Regeki for this deck. I mean, I just don't. So I run Dark Hole and it works fine. That's the last of the spells. Then finally, for the traps, I'm running 2 Deep Prison because Deep Prison.
Mere Force.
Yeah. 2 Fiendish because Fiendish. 1 Compulse and 1 Bottomless. I don't really think I need to explain the traps. It's just some basic staple stuff. Moving on to the extra deck that never really gets touched ever. I had never touched this thing.
It's more of an
literally just synchros just because I had the room to throw random shit in.
And you didn't want to be that scrub that shows up with a small extra deck.
Yeah, exactly. And like, if my opponent sees my extra deck, I can maybe throw them off and I may not be playing Spellbooks in first turn, so they aren't expecting it. I mean, it's just really dumb because I just don't have any room for anything else. So that's just, it works for me. And then for 7s, I'm running Dracossack because Dracossack. Master Blades because Master Blades is okay. I like Master Blades a lot. A lot of people don't like it, but I really enjoy him.
He's not an ass card. He's a good card.
Yeah. It's just he protects himself, and no one likes cards to protect themselves, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Big Eye, because stealing things is amazing, this format.
Mm-hmm.
Next, I don't have their rank 7. I just haven't been able to pick it up yet. I'm probably going to, and then just going to throw it in. Just to do it. Next, moving on to the 2s.
That's for Blue Boy, pretty much.
Yeah, basically for Blue Boy, because somehow he always ends up... I end up having 2 of him on field a lot of times, so I can make some of this stuff. And if I do, it's usually always going to be this guy, because he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He just bounces stuff back to hand.
Sky Cavalier Centuria.
Yeah, Sky Cavalier Centuria. And then 2 Gachis, because it's Gachi and I have room. 1 Armor Capo because I have the room, and 1 Shining Elf because I have the room.
So literally the extra deck is nothing.
Yeah, literally, I don't touch the extra deck at all. I
might go into Dracossack, might go into Big Eye.
Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, that was the deck profile. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you guys have any comments on ways for me to make it better, I'd love to hear it. Please leave it down in the comments. And hell, if you enjoyed the video,
subscribe.
We'd love to have you. But yeah. Anyways, that's it. See you guys.